And here she is, the Final Fantasy VI Madoyo Damage Queen has returned. For the price of everything. She took everything, except for my burst tokens, that's right. Got to pity on the LD, and the burst showed up on the very last pull. And honestly, that's fine, because I kind of called it. Kind of figured they'd do that to me, but that's okay. I'm not going to sit here and complain, because what that means is that Garland is a guarantee. Because his LD I got when his last chapter came around, so I don't even have to touch that banner. I can just token the burst and be good. So this fight, from what I understand, you have to do a bunch of magic damage, that's the orb, and their aura, where they frame their turns, goes away when you take a bunch of consecutive turns. So I brought 2 mages who take 1,000 turns and hit everybody. Figured that would make sense. And yes, we are going for the ulti friend early to just get rid of their turns. So that way we can just keep taking turns in front of them over and over again. So that they don't hit us. Makes sense to me. I'm saving Terra's LD for a little bit later. When we can't stall him anymore. That way we can just kind of loop back in front of him. And for a third slot I figured Serah was perfect. To really just pump up the other 2, and she did not disappoint. Hope probably would have been good too, but I figure with all the consecutive turns these 2 are taking, Hope probably wouldn't help as much. I mean, Serah's got the HP damage up, and more importantly, that max Brave base regen. For these 2 turn hogs, it helps a lot. Because Hope, I mean, he just, you know, Hope's skills are free, which is nice, but 1, they don't do damage, and 2, they just battery once. That's it. Like, it's not consistent regeneration like it would be with Serah. So yeah, I figured Serah was the better pick. But Hope probably works too. Emperor would be great for this stage also. Not as good as Ulti or Terra, I'd say, but still a solid pick. Seeing other people are running some tanks, yeah, because Bosch got the LT boards, which I haven't even messed with that yet. Because Bosch is a character as good as he is. I barely used him when he came out. And that's, again, not to diminish his value. It's just, you know me, I don't roll with tanks that much. It is what it is. But for those who like tanks, Bosch is going to be really good, especially here. Because these things do like to spam. And Bosch will keep you well protected. They also like to just delay the hell out of your turn, which is another reason why I didn't want them getting any turns, because I wanted to keep everybody in a row. I wanted to keep everyone nice and orderly so we could just keep hitting them. Oh, they also put up shields at 3 different intervals. That'd be 79, 49, and 29. And on these 79 and 49 thresholds, they cleanse all the debuffs. So that's one thing I kept looking at, was because you need 3 debuffs on for Serah's aura to be active. For the, yeah, for all the damage boosters and stuff. So that's why I'm timing my calls. And now we have 2. Okay, we need 1 more. Which might not happen for a while. Oh no, we can, that's right. Speaking of Hope, drop the magic imperil. I don't think these guys really needed it. Maybe it helped Serah a little. You know what? No, it didn't, because... Okay, you'll see why. Didn't really do much for Serah. They also, they also do some BS with elements. I don't know entirely what the deal is with that, so... Again, if anyone wants to fill in the gaps of my knowledge, please do in the comment section. I'll pin the comment so people can read it. But from what I understand, they get to a point where if you hit them with elements, they will counter you and dispel you and just kind of go nuts. They might cleanse too, I might be wrong about that, but there was enough bad things just kind of listed where if you bring elements, this will happen. So I figured, well, let's just not bring any. And it's kind of funny because I had mentioned, I misspoke last time I talked about this event in preparation for Terra. So I'm going to correct it now. I had said that this event was wholly absorb. It's not. So don't worry about that. So I said that and I was like, oh yeah, they cuck Paladin again because it's wholly absorbed. and the responses I got were, well, no, it's not wholly absorb. I thought this was funny. Well, no, Paladin Cecil can be used. It's not wholly absorb. All they do is counter you, remove your buffs, and delay the shit out of you. I'm like, oh, that's so much better. Well, okay, but point still stands. Why the hell would I bring Paladin here then, if I gotta deal with all that? As far as Terra's burst rotation, I'm not really sure if this was the optimal one, but I kind of figure we would go in when she has at least one free skill left. So that way she would never have to HP attack in here. She just needs one, so that she can keep the damage coming without pressing HP. And then I would LD right out of it, so that she can still... See, look at that. This does kind of wear out the burst effect though, so maybe this isn't the best choice. But I figure with this comp, she has 10 turns of it. And with all the turns Ulti takes, she's going to at least be able to take some advantage of it. So that's cool. I was thinking more so about turn advantage, more than I was about really taking the most advantage out of Terra's burst effect, which I can't tell you everything it does, I don't really remember, but it's not one of those that affects just her. It pumps up the whole party pretty nicely. So I'm a big fan of it. Because I do notice a difference when Ulti's hitting with that on, and it's fantastic. So I'm waiting on my Jack and Gabron calls for after they get under 49, because they're going to cleanse one more time, so it would make no sense to put them on right now. The Hope Call, that's fine. I just wanted Terra to take advantage of that, and to get the 3 debuffs on, so Terra could take advantage of Serah's HP damage up while she was in her burst sequence. See that one cleansed? Put shields back up. So Ulti kind of helps with that too. Just kind of hack away at it, but those meteors just chop through the shields. Yeah, when they put the shields up, I just kept spamming meteors and the shields were basically gone. So thank you, Terra. Okay, there goes one. So now... we are good to go. Thank you, Jack. Best call in the game. Arguably, one of the best. One of my favorites. It's probably the call I've used the absolute most, is his. That brave damage boost is no joke. So yes, as you can see, their turns are framed, and what you have to do is just take 1,000 turns. Well, I think it's like 8. I think it's 1,000, but you get my point. Consecutive turns is what they're pushing here, since that's what Terra does now. Okay, look, so there goes one, because that one put the shield up first. So that means I think we act one more time, and B's B's frame turn should go away. There it is. Okay, cool. So now I'm just thinking about some damn ulti. Nice. That's the Terra burst effect and Serah with all of her goodness. You know what's funny? I kept hearing all this shit talk about ulti, like after she came out, and I don't think any of it's aged well. I'll be honest. I think ulti is still solid. I think she's really good. Especially for stuff like this. I mean, we probably just didn't notice it because, well, I think launch meta was a big part of it. I mean, you know how much I was enjoying it, but those guys really did just outshine pretty much any other strategy for a long time. So, made sense that they nerfed it. But now that they did, we can now appreciate a lot of these other characters that we pulled for. And ulti's one of them, if you ask me. So now I'm looking at the timing with the consecutive turns, because I want to be able to... Yeah, I don't want to use her EX in here. No. We'll do that outside of the summons. We'll throw out one of these swords for the first time in the whole fight. So this way we can get, I think that one on the right will drop under the, yes he will. Awesome. So we have a shield back up. They delay themselves too when they do this, which is really helpful. Terra, you're going to have a bunch of turns the second we get out of here. Awesome. Awesome. Shield? What shield? Wonderful. Oh, I can talk about spheres, because I gave Serah and Terra, I keep getting confused because they sound the same. I gave Terra some spheres. The A sphere I gave her Alice A's because I cannot speak, because it is a 15% magic attack boost when you crit. It's one of those, I think it's like 3% up to 5 times every time you crit. Terra takes a bunch of turns, so she's going to crit over and over again, and unlock it immediately. It's the same with the E sphere I gave her, which is Seymour's. Pretty much the same thing. It's a 15% attack boost every time you inflict a debuff, which both of her skills do. So, yeah, you'll just unlock it quickly. And it's not one of those that you have to keep refreshing, because a lot of people recommend the Yuffie sphere. The Yuffie sphere is good too. It's 10% attack in max brave, but it lasts for, I want to say, 3 or 6 turns, and you have to keep inflicting the debuff for it. And with most of the calls I run, see, like as you can see right now, there's only 1 slot left, so I might be put in a position where Terra can't keep inflicting her debuffs. So I'd rather do it where you could just spam it early, put them on, and then that attack boost will stay for the rest of the fight. And then for D, I gave her Hopes. Because Hope's D sphere is probably the best one. Okay, so I just checked turn right there so that I could knock A back and have Terra jump in front of them again. Because if they get turns, they are going to knock Terra underneath the HP requirement, and we're going to fail because I did not bring any healers whatsoever. Except for the Hope Call, which I already used. So, they gotta die. We have 1 LD left on Terra, so she will be able to seal the deal. And just in case she can't, Ulti has an EX. So we should be good. I also have a request for the community. And I would really love it if we could all do this together. Can we please stop calling Terra the new lightning? Or magic lightning? Or anything relating to lightning? I know they're similar in their consecutive turns, but they're still too different to just reduce them to just that. And there we go. Fight is in the bag, all done. Alright, well I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. I'm curious to see the comps you guys run. Take care.